April 7th, 2018. A billionaire goes skiing, alone, in the Swiss Alps. He never comes back. His name? Karl-Erivan Haub, CEO of a $60 billion empire, heir to one of Germany's richest families. Husband. Father of two. Last seen. 7 a.m. Zermatt, Switzerland. Heading to the Matterhorn. Solo. Search teams. Helicopters. Drones. Rescue dogs. Hundreds of hours. Thousands of square miles. Nothing. No body. No evidence. No trace. Just gone. But here's what makes this case strange. Very strange. He was an expert skier. He knew these mountains. The weather was perfect. No avalanche reported. And then, the theories began. Accident? Maybe. Lost and frozen? Possibly. Faked his own death? Some believe it. Murdered? His wife thinks so. 8 years later. In 2026, the case takes a shocking turn. New evidence, new witnesses, new questions. What really happened to Karl-Erivan Haub? Today, we investigate every detail, every clue, every theory, because this isn't just a missing person case. This is a billionaire who vanished into thin air, and the truth might be darker than anyone imagined. Welcome back to the hidden world. What I'm about to tell you will make you question everything you think you know about missing person cases. Because Karl-Erivan Haub wasn't just anyone. Born 1966, Tacoma, Washington, German-American businessman, CEO of Tengelmann Group, a retail empire spanning 17 countries, $60 billion in annual revenue. His family owned Aldi, Lidl, massive supermarket chains, one of the wealthiest families in Germany. Karl-Erivan was being groomed to take over everything. The golden heir, successful, powerful, connected, married to Katrin Haub, 2 sons, 1 daughter, living between Dusseldorf and Connecticut. Private jets, luxury homes, the perfect life. And he had one passion: skiing. He'd been skiing since childhood, expert level, knew the Alps like the back of his hand, skied alone often, never had issues. Until April 7th, 2018, that morning, Karl-Erivan told his wife he was going skiing, training for a race, the Patrouille des Glaciers, an extreme ski mountaineering competition. He drove to Zermatt, Switzerland, one of the world's most famous ski resorts. At the foot of the Matterhorn, 7 a.m., he was seen heading up the mountain, alone. That was the last confirmed sighting. When he didn't return that evening, his wife wasn't immediately worried. Sometimes he stayed late, trained hard, but when he didn't come home the next day, she called authorities, and the search began. April 9th, 2018. Swiss rescue teams mobilized. This wasn't some amateur lost in the snow. This was a billionaire CEO, German and American citizen. High-profile case. Helicopters with thermal imaging, rescue teams on foot, avalanche dogs, drones scanning from above. They searched the Matterhorn region. Climb Matterhorn. The glacier areas. Every slope. Every route. Weather conditions? Perfect. No storms. No avalanches. Clear visibility. They found his rental car, parked at the base. His phone, left inside. His ski pass, used that morning. But Karl-Erivan? Nothing. Days turned into weeks. The search expanded. More teams, more equipment, more resources. His family hired private search teams, expert mountaineers, pilots who knew every inch of those mountains. They searched crevasses, ice caves, avalanche zones. Nothing. Not a ski, not a pole, not a piece of clothing, not a single trace. And here's what made investigators suspicious. Karl-Erivan was skiing a well-known route, not some backcountry extreme area, a route he'd done dozens of times. Other skiers were on the mountain that day. Nobody saw him fall. Nobody heard a cry for help. No avalanche was reported. It's like he just vanished. After 6 weeks, Swiss authorities called off the official search. They declared him missing, presumed dead. but his family refused to accept it. They kept searching, kept investigating, kept asking questions, because nothing about this made sense. April 9th, 2018, Swiss rescue teams mobilized. This wasn't some amateur lost in the snow. This was a billionaire CEO, German and American citizen, high-profile case, helicopters with thermal imaging, rescue teams on foot, avalanche dogs, drones scanning from above. They searched the Matterhorn region, Klein Matterhorn, the glacier areas, every slope, every route, weather conditions, perfect. No storms, no avalanches, clear visibility. They found his rental car, parked at the base. His phone, left inside. His ski pass, used that morning. But Karl-Erivan? Nothing. Days turned into weeks. The search expanded. More teams, more equipment, more resources. His family hired private search teams. Expert mountaineers, pilots who knew every inch of those mountains. They searched crevasses, ice caves, avalanche zones. Nothing. Not a ski, not a pole, not a piece of clothing, not a single trace. And here's what made investigators suspicious. Karl-Erivan was skiing a well-known route, not some backcountry extreme area, a route he'd done dozens of times. Other skiers were on the mountain that day. Nobody saw him fall. Nobody heard a cry for help. No avalanche was reported. It's like he just vanished. After 6 weeks, Swiss authorities called off the official search. They declared him missing, presumed dead, but his family refused to accept it. They kept searching, kept investigating, kept asking questions. Because nothing about this made sense, Katrin pointed to Alexander von Bothmer, Karl-Erivan's business partner and childhood friend. According to Katrin, von Bothmer had been in Russia, working on business deals. And she believed he had connections to people who could make someone disappear. Why would he want Karl-Erivan gone? Control of the company. When Karl-Erivan disappeared, von Bothmer took over operations. He became the acting CEO, controlled decisions, had access to everything. Katrin filed a lawsuit, accused von Bothmer of being involved, asked German courts to investigate. Von Bothmer denied everything, called the accusations absurd, said he was devastated by his friend's disappearance. German prosecutors investigated, found no evidence linking von Bothmer to the disappearance, no proof of foul play. The case went nowhere. But Katrin didn't stop. She kept pushing, kept investigating, hired private detectives. And in 2023, something strange happened. A witness came forward. A woman in Russia claims she saw Karl-Erivan Haub, alive, in Moscow, 2022. She said she was certain, recognized him from photos, saw him in a cafe, with other men, speaking German. She tried to approach. He left quickly. Was it really him, or a look-alike? The story made headlines. Investigators looked into it, but couldn't confirm or deny. No surveillance footage, no other witnesses, just her word. But it reignited the theories. What if Karl-Erivan didn't die in the Alps? What if he faked his own death? What if he's hiding in Russia or somewhere else? Why would a billionaire fake his death? Pressure, business stress, family expectations. Maybe he wanted out. Or what if he was forced to disappear, threatened, blackmailed, coerced by business rivals, by criminals? We don't know. But here's what we do know. In 2024, 6 years after his disappearance, a German court declared Karl-Erivan Haub legally dead. His wife fought it, but the court ruled, no body, no evidence. 6 years missing. Legally dead. This allowed the family to settle his estate, divide assets, move forward. But Katrin still believes her husband is alive, or was murdered. She's never accepted the accident theory. And now, in 2026, new developments. Earlier this year, 2026, Swiss authorities reopened parts of the investigation. Why? New technology, advanced ground-penetrating radar, improved satellite imaging, AI analysis of old search data. They're going back to the Alps, rescanning areas that were searched before, looking for anything missed. And there's another reason. Anonymous tips. Someone has been sending information to Swiss police, to German investigators, claiming to know what happened to Karl-Erivan. The tips mention Russia, business dealings, dangerous people. Authorities won't say more. The investigation is ongoing, but sources say the tips are credible, detailed, specific. Someone knows something. At the same time, Karl-Erivan Haub has hired a new team. Former intelligence operatives, experts in finding people who don't want to be found. She's not giving up. And the internet has theories. Lots of theories. Let's break down the main theories. Theory 1. Skiing accident. He fell into a crevasse. His body is buried under ice. Will never be found. The Alps are massive. Dangerous. Bodies have been lost for decades. This is the official explanation. But problems with this theory. Perfect weather. Experienced skier. Well-known route. No evidence of a fall. No one saw anything. Theory 2. Faked death. Karl-Erivan staged his disappearance. Walked away from the pressure. The family, the business. Started a new life, possibly in Russia. Problems with this theory. Why leave his family, his children? How would he survive without being recognized? Where did he go? How did he plan it? Theory 3. Murder. Someone wanted him gone. Business rivals, family members, criminal connections. He was killed. Body hidden or destroyed. Problems with this theory. No evidence. No suspects. With solid proof. How did they do it on a Swiss mountain? Why haven't they been caught? Theory 4. Kidnapping. He was taken, held somewhere, for ransom, for leverage, for information, either killed later or still alive. Problems with this theory. No ransom demand, no contact. Why take a billionaire and ask for nothing? Each theory has holes. Each theory has possibilities. The truth? We still don't know. Behind all the theories, the investigations, the headlines, is a family in pain. Karl-Erivan Haub lost her husband. Her children lost their father. No closure. No answers. No body to bury. She spent 8 years searching, fighting, demanding answers. She believes he's either alive and unable to come home, or dead and someone knows where. The not knowing is torture. His children have grown up without him, wondering, is Dad alive somewhere? Did he leave us? Was he taken from us? The Haub family in Germany has been torn apart. Fights over the business. Fights over the estate. Accusations and suspicions. Karl-Erivan's disappearance didn't just take him. It shattered everyone around him. And 8 years later, the questions remain. So what really happened to Karl-Erivan Haub? Did he fall into a crevasse and his body is lost forever in the ice? Did he stage his death and start a new life? Was he murdered by someone who wanted him gone? Is he being held somewhere against his will? I can't give you the answer, because nobody has it. But I can tell you this. A billionaire CEO doesn't just vanish. Not without a trace. Not on a perfect weather day. Not on a route he knew by heart. Something happened on that mountain. Something we don't understand yet. Maybe the new investigation will find answers. Maybe the anonymous tips will lead somewhere. Maybe technology will finally locate his body. Or maybe Karl-Erivan Haub will remain one of the greatest mysteries. A man who walked into the Alps and disappeared from the world. This has been The Hidden World. If this case fascinated you, hit that like button, subscribe for more unsolved mysteries. Comment below. What do you think happened? Because 8 years later, the search continues. The questions remain, and somewhere, the truth is waiting to be found. Until next time, stay curious. Stay questioning, because in The Hidden World, some mysteries never get solved, some people never come home, and some disappearances remain forever unexplained.